Morning, guys. Super Cooper. He's not happy I'm making him stay on his bed. Yeah, stay there, boy. Hey, guys, this is Dale Walker, Holeshot, ex-Holeshot, trying to still Holeshot. Anyway, this is, I think, part 18 of Mr. Gray, the Flying Brick, ZH2. Just for you that don't know, Rat Tow is a tow bike, like my ATV I had that towed Ratsuki that's under the cover. I still have a plate, so there he is. Anyway, got the bike all pulled down. I got a 45 tooth rear sprocket coming. Gonna try going the other direction. 46 was a stock. So far that was the stock gear. I ran a 940 with it. Almost 148. I did break 148 the other day, but having launch problems and bogging and different things happening. But anyway, they sent me one, but it was the wrong one. Sent me a 520 instead of a 525 that I need for this thing. So what I'm doing now is I'm waiting for the sprocket. It won't be here till probably next Tuesday at best, and Friday is the test and tune. So that's wonderful. Got the bike all pulled down, putting a shift light on it. I made this little bracket yesterday. Turned out pretty clean. Well, actually, I went to the cancer center and got a death shot yesterday, and came back on working on this for about 3 hours. Simple little bracket. 1-inch flat bar aluminum, 1/8 inch thick, nothing special. Did the little bending in a vise with soft jaws, and had to play with it up and down and everything, get it right. It's got to clear the screen. So that's a Schnitz single stage light. I was going to put a dual stage, didn't want to deal with it, and they're bigger. So I got 2 new films on here. I just had one protector here. Here goes our light again. Okay, and now you probably can't see that. Maybe you can. On the left side of that 1/8 inch black pinstriping tape is about 7,200, and on the right side about 7,800. So on my 940 pass, I left right in that range, and I slid the clutch more, keeping it about 8 grand, and it stayed on boost, and it went a 154 60-foot time, but it didn't bog. So it has to build boost. It's still only making about 4.5 or 5 pounds of boost at 8 grand at wide open throttle, according to some readouts that I have. Actually, K can be racing. Kevin, really nice guy, very knowledgeable. He did a bunch of tunes on the ZH2 SX model, and he gave me all the boost levels at wide open throttle. Being this is a gear-driven supercharger, turn the key back off. Being it's a gear-driven supercharger, you have no boost until you build RPM, and that's the problem I'm having. So I'm not a clutch slider generally, but I've got to slide the clutch with this bike a little bit more. Not ridiculous. Try not to burn it down, but I got to slide the clutch more and feed the throttle just perfect and get through there. So that's why I like the taller gearing. The taller gearing, it will run the number. Basically, it will pull through there if I do it right and learn how to do it, but I got to have a reference point to start at. This is what this is going to be, and then at least I'll be able to hit my shift points right on the money and let the thing run out in first gear, being to be a longer gear to get my foot up. Okay, even though the bike is lowered in the back a couple inches, I sucked the forks down to about 2.5 inches, so I still got about 1 inch of travel down there. It's still a tall bike. It's a real compact seating position. The foot pegs are tall and high, and it's not easy riding this bike. Trust me, you got to get your foot up for 1-2. I don't want to put an air shifter on it. I can do it, but the longer first gear certainly helps me do it without banging the limiter. So Limiter's at 13.2 now in the ECU, and I'm probably going to set the light at right 12.9, high as I can go without tapping the limiter, and we'll see how it goes. So today we're going to wire up the shift light. You already see my nice little mount and everything. The screen comes up here a little bit, clears it. I'm pretty sure I got enough room the way I did it to pop it up, hold it out here, and readjust it. I might be able to turn it sideways and see it. Who knows? I have this adjustment too here, see in the bracket. But yeah, really hard to find wires to tap into. The only ones I can really get to is right here, and that's the #1 spark plug wires, and from the coil pack. Red is hot, black is your trigger wire. Can't see it because it's all black in there. I don't have a light right now. Okay, so I'll get on with that, and as I'm routing things and stuff, I'll show it to you. Let's move on. Alright guys, several hours later. So it's got some little tiny drain holes, so I drilled one of the drain holes here bigger to run the cable through there. This whole assembly turns with the bars. This doesn't, okay? Without the bike being able to go down, because I don't have a rear sprocket, it comes down in here, and behind in here I got plenty of slack. I ran it behind the fork tube, then through an original holder right there under this fork tube, and up under the tank along here, and then I did all my wiring. It's looped right here, you can't see it, so it's neat and clean, and it ends up, the ground comes down to the engine ground, additional ground for the shift light, and then also in this harness here is the one I made with shielding over it. This is where they all meet in their shrinked and shrink tube, and then I used Tessa tape over it. Okay, but down here, let me get a light. I don't know if it's going to be too bright, probably. I used the two T-tap connectors. What a royal pain. But I ended up getting it done. They're snapped together tight. And then I left enough. The black is the trigger wire that you use on the dyno, and that's also the wire that will run down back. And then I turned it into green so it matched the green from the shift light. Okay, green is trigger, red is hot, black is ground for the shift light. So the red is on the hot, so when I turn on the key, that's the top one right there, okay? And then the bottom one is your trigger from your coil pack. And now I have additional loop right there I made. See it? Da-da-da. Okay, I can tuck that a little better. But now when it's on the dyno, I can go right on there with my inductive pickup, and it's not a pain in the butt. But that was a major pain right there, getting those all snap tidy and straight and make sure they're in there right. So anyway, that's that. I got it all Sano. If I need to adjust, once I get the bike down, get a wheel on this thing, that is until next Monday to Wednesday, and the test and tunes on Friday, to even put the sprocket on and get the wheel on. I got to roll the bike off the rack and turn the wheel. Of course, the bar's all the way locked right to left, to see how I'm going to be doing with that cable right in there. Okay, but I can just loosen, I can just slide this all back, this cable right here, under the ties, either direction, and get that right in there where it's not going to catch on anything. So, next step, I'm going to try to get it, set it, and see if it's going to light up and stuff. I'm going to do that in a few minutes, but I got to tie the chain up even in neutral. I don't trust it just sitting there. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. All right, guys, got it on here. And if you buy a Schnitz shift light, the first one is a little confusing, and that's to configure the cylinder firing, because
you start reading it and you want to put it in 4-cylinder mode, that's the first thing. You hold the 2 buttons, that's the first setting you get in, and put it on 4. But I had it, then you hold them down, let off, then you set the RPM, which is 3.0 would be 3,000. It's 100 RPM increments, which is really cool. But it wouldn't work. I rev it up a little more, it wasn't working, once it working. And finally, at the bottom, if you don't pay attention, if you wire the shift light up to a stick coil, a single coil, you will want to set this to 1 cylinder, number 1. I did that, cycled the key off, and now it works. So it's a little hard to hold this thing right at $3 grand, but let me show you what it looks like and the dash looks like now because it started up. The camera still doesn't do it justice compared to being out in the open. But I got to set it just at $3 grand. My rev limiter, as I mentioned before, set at 13.2. So I'm probably going to set it at like 12.8, 12.9. I think I'll try right at the, I want to get the most out of this thing because we'll see if I can shift it. I hit the limiter, boom, go down all the way, 100 RPM. Really cool. So let me start it up. I'll just show you. For you that don't have a Schnitz light, it's there. How many is there? I don't know. There's 6 or 7 red LEDs in there, and they're super bright. I have the same one on one of my street bikes, Igor. So we'll just do this. I don't want this thing's so freaking loud. I got the chain all zip tied together with 4 or 5 zip ties in neutral because the wheel's not on it. Okay, so that's that. We'll get the bike buttoned up. I'm waiting for the sprocket. See how that goes. All right, guys, I'm going to cut in a new ending. So I got my screen on, all polished up, my power bronze screen. I tried my best when I was measuring my bracket to have enough clearance to get my hand in here. But it's pretty cool. My friend Kurt's got the camera. He's going to walk around and see that it's all zeros right now, right? That just means it's set. I got it set at 12.9. Rev limiter's 13.2. And I could kind of get my fingers in here to set it because you got to push both buttons to cycle through. But I'll show you how and why I made enough clearance is I can simply pop this out the track and cycle through the settings. And I'll show you what it is. Has to be at number 1 because that's 1-cylinder coil. Hold them both down again. There's your RPM settings. Now you can cycle up or down 100 RPM. So you can't see it probably because it's LEDs, but I got it set at 12.9. Then you push them both and hold them. When it's out, you turn the key off and they're set. So at the track, I got that all set up and that's how I can do it. And I can slide this up or down. That's not going to matter. I'll keep it up. Little out from here. So looks really slick. I like how it looks, fits. I just might have to mess with that lower harness wire a little bit. Anyway, we're going to end this video now. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't want to make it super long. I'm looking forward to running this thing again with actually having a shift light on it. And appreciate you guys and everything, all the prayers stuff, the cancer stuff. I'm just doing what I can do, and I start a 9-month treatment thing on June 16th, and it ain't going to be pretty. It's liquid radiation. So anyway, we're going to end the video now, and thank you very much. I love all you guys, and please give me a thumbs up and comment below and hit the bell and subscribe, okay? So I'll see you later, and I'll see you at the next video. Probably a short one putting on the sprocket or something, we don't know, or at the track. See you later.